Hello everyone and welcome back to Lakeburg Legacies, where in this part I think we need to start thinking about passing on the mantle. Our original generation is starting to pass on. Sigisbert is 57, we've had a few deaths already, you know, Sabine is 60, they're not going to be around forever. I mean, because Sabine is 60 now, how's her health doing? She's weak, she's going to die this episode unfortunately. So we need to think about who can take over the mantle, and we need to maybe get some new people in should there be an issue. Rose is 53, so it's probably a little bit too old to have any new children, but we might be able to get her a new partner. And given that we know Sabine is on the way out, we could try see if we can find someone who might be good as a man or lady of the evening, but we don't have any hearts to work with here. Possibly a rat trainer would work as well. A jeweler, a dancer, a builder. That might work here. Bernard. He does have a very fabulous moustache. I mean, he's a glutton, greedy. My precious. Good reference. And also ugly, apparently, although that is very subjective. A jeweler, a dancer, a builder. I think we'll bring you along because you might be pretty good. You might end up being a decent man of the evening anyway. So you both like the countryside, but you dislike poetry and flowers, and we have no more hearts, so we're going to send Rose on a date with Bernard. I think they talk about the cute cats. They do. Wonderful. And I think they don't like flowers. I'm going to say they criticise the barbarians for duelling. And poetry is a waste of time. 3 for 3. I think Rose and Bernard are going to get on like a house on fire. But I think Rose is possibly too old to have children at this point. But we'll get them married. And the rodent's nest seems to be getting bigger. That's not ideal. Is that might be in relation to how many villagers we have. We could put Bernard in, but he's not a great fit. Sadly we can't put the king in. That would be amusing if we could. We need to... Yeah, we're slightly struggling for people to put in. But at the moment, we're going to be kind of going into like the Black Death level. Should we not get someone in the rodent's nest? Do we have any people here who would be worthwhile to bring in? You, Siegfried. You'd be a good rat trainer. 22 clothes. I'll barter for that. And I'm going to bring Siegfried in to be our new rat person, because I think we need him. I think without that we're going to have a real issue in the rodent's nest. We'll pop you in here. That should help with somewhat help with the rat epidemic, but still not perfect. We'll deal with getting Siegfried a house right now. We'll probably get him a partner in a little while, but we'll get him in a house so he's not having any issues. The Badon Family. I feel like we've already had a Badon Family, but I might be wrong. I'm just intrigued to see if I go to the pleasure house. Okay, Bernard would not really be a very good replacement. I want someone who's kind of fairly young. Maybe Loop. It reminds me, the new chappie we just got, Bernard. You'd be a decent jeweler, actor, builder. I could probably put you in here and get Emelina back doing something else. Emelina could go be a lady of the evening. And then we put... Yeah, that works. Okay, so we'll put Bernard in here to get us some jewellery. There we go. Emelina comes out. Bernard goes in. And Emelina will go work in the pleasure house as soon as Rose is dead. Oh, sorry, as soon as Sabine is dead. It's not going to be too far along the line now, though, unfortunately. But we do need to kind of keep that up, otherwise we're going to have some issues. In terms of what else we need to keep an eye on, what are we going to be looking to build next, I wonder? Hospital would be good. We just need a bit more wood and stone for that, but that might be potential. We've got a few buildings tickets we can use in that regard. The inn, that would be good. That requires a lot of wood for us, but could be potential. Although I imagine that requires wheat to some extent. We'll probably go for the apples next. I don't know how many we need. Fruits, that might also be used for beer. But we're getting a good amount of wood in per year now, so if we can find maybe if we can find someone who would be good in the hospital, the inn, or the barn, I think that would be good. Siegfried, let's see if we can find you a soulmate. We've got a few hearts to work with, but not many. Painter, healer, dancer, that might work if we get Pierre here. He could be a healer, but we're not probably focusing on that. He was a good match though. I probably should have taken Pierre when I could. That's an unfortunate mistake. Okay, for now we'll just have to leave you be. For now he's single, but he won't have to be single forever. That's okay. We do thankfully have all our kind of resources in a positive amount. For the time being at least. We do definitely need some more hearts, but we are going to get them pretty quickly here. Let's see if we can find someone with a few hearts that we do have. Not you, because you actually aren't... I suppose you're an okay match for each other, but I don't think I need your traits. Although maybe you could go work as rat trainers together. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Because how old is... I feel like at some point, you know, Sybil is 47. Okay, she's still quite healthy. She could be around for a while. That's okay. I'm just going to preemptively move... Yeah, I'm going to preemptively move Emelina in to the pleasure house. First of all, because she's a lot more competent than Sabine, and also Sabine is unfortunately going to die very soon. But we'll see if we can get a little bit more productivity out of her before she passes away. We'll put her in the miner's place. 174 days. She might be able to get us a little bit of stone before she sadly passes away. I think that's the best option. And I don't think we need another rat trainer. So we'll keep going until we hopefully find someone useful for Siegfried to marry here. But I think we just need to build a few more hearts, because right now we don't particularly have that much. The Lakeburg family has got a new child. Not this Lakeburg family, presumably another one. So this is the child of... Things, because now we've got multiple families of the same name. Yusilda, what would you be good at? You might be good as a rat trainer, a blacksmith, or a knight. We could put you in the forge once you come of age to kind of be an apprentice, but you're not old enough yet to really require that. How are the other children doing? We've got a few children on the way up. We've got a few children that can take over the mantle. But I'm not sure we have quite enough at the moment. I'm a little concerned about our rodent's nest. And we can't really spend much money to do anything here either. You know, already Siegfried is going to struggle with his health, but that's okay. Let's get time ticking along and we will build up some hearts, build up some resources. How are we doing in terms of storage? We can store 1,000 wood, that's okay. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. If we can find an innkeeper, but we don't have enough wood for that, that's the problem. But we can make it cheaper. If I was to put in 2 builder's tickets, that'll get me down to 874. It's not bad. That means it's going to take us a little bit of time to get through that, that's for sure. 232 hearts now. We should be able to find someone for Siegfried, I would hope at least. Not you though, or you, or you. Delbert here though. A croupier, a merchant, a thief. Ah, interesting. Because I'm not sure I need any of those, at least not at the moment. I mean, presumably we will need the market at some point. But they're a perfect match. We don't get perfect matches very often. So, Delbert, I love pastries, but no biscuits is as sweet as your smile. They both like dancing and fishing, but they dislike gossip and dueling. I feel like we have to, really. They dislike fishing, so I'm going to say get excited about great libraries. No, they like fishing. Bugger it. I got that wrong. Relish in the latest rumours. No, they dislike... I think they dislike gossip, so everyone knows that mussels are the best. And... do they criticise Lakeburg's countryside? They do. Okay. 2 out of 3, and they're already a perfect match. I feel like that's got to be the best option. We rarely get perfect matches. So they'll get married. Wonderful. Now, where can we actually put Adalbert that he's useful? Adalbert. If I wanted to build the market, what would that require? We're still quite far off the trading post, that's for sure. So I think you have to go down the list before you can build the next one. So, what can we do with you, Mr. Delbert? I mean, you know, you're okay at certain things, that's for sure. Could you be a good person to... I'm just intrigued to see if you'd be okay in the pleasure house. Not as good as Emelina, that's for sure, and we don't need another person in there just yet. Fisherman, you're not a great fisherman. Grace seems to produce quite enough for us at the moment. Although actually we're starting to lose a little bit, but what we can do, we can just pay a little bit of money and she'll produce more than enough fish for us for the time being. We'll get time moving along slowly while we decide what to do with the Delbert. There's an available offer, that's presumably the barter. 52 iron for 278. We're actually not using much of our iron at the moment, and we do produce quite a bit, so that's okay. Where do we put a Delbert? Because he's a croupier, a merchant, and a thief. There must be somewhere useful we can put you. That you'd be able to, at least be able to do something useful for us. Hunter's cabin? No, not really. Lumberjack, you're a terrible lumberjack. The problem is you don't really fit very... Oh, you'd be a decent jeweler, actually. Yeah, okay, we can do that. We'll pop you in here. Uses a bit of gold, produces plenty of jewellery. Probably more than we need, in all honesty. Especially as the maximum storage is quite low. Unless you'd be good at doing some building. You'd be okay as a builder, actually. I'm actually going to move you over to here, because having extra builder's tickets is useful. It allows us to kind of keep on using or buying things for cheap, and I think that's a good thing to grab. Prank shop, how are you doing, Milizen? Now we've finally found you a job that you're not completely terrible at. You're doing okay. You're doing okay. If anything, the thing we need to focus on at the moment is the rodent's nest, I would say. Because Sybil is not going to do a huge amount here for us. Just given her strength and her age. So we might want to get someone in there at some point, but ironically the best person to go in there would be the king. Not that we can really do anything with the king at the moment, to be honest, so that's okay. Keep on working on our wood. Let's pick up time a little bit here. I want to head to the royal quarters. I don't know if there's any more that we can do. There's a second baby due. This might add in some additional issues. I have 20 villagers with the lustful trait at the same time. Okay. Maybe the pleasure house is having too much of a good effect. Yeah, traits... yes, the lustful trait is having an effect on people. And also possibly because they had a kind of mutual... I don't want to say mutual partnership, but there was definitely an event, an episode or two back, where they tried to have a rather significant group of people engaging in marital relations, or I should say actually not marital relations in the slightest. Okay, the Badon family have had a new child of Orpheus. Orpheus, what would you be good at? A merchant, a prankster, a teacher. Interesting, maybe you can take over in the prank shop, although I don't think you can be apprenticeshiped here. So we'll have to find a new way to... We'll have to find somewhere for you, but that's 6 years away. I don't think we have a major issue with getting you into the apprenticeship scheme just yet. Okay, Sabine. We are gathered here on this fateful day to pay tribute to Sabine. Our thoughts are with her family and friends, and we pray that she finds peace in the afterlife. And weirdly, this time, we didn't have an issue with them dying on the streets. But someone's homeless. Who's homeless? And why are they homeless? Louise is homeless, I see. But do we have any... Okay, we need to build a new house for Louisa here. Oh, this is the child of... Hound Life. Can we see your... Okay, so you are a child of Sabine and Milo. Gotcha. You are homeless though, so we should probably get you into a... First of all, profession, but second of all, a house. You'd be good as a baker, a butcher, or a taster. Okay, let's build you a new house for the time being. As we said, we've got a new group of people ready to take over the mantle for the next generation, because the old generation are passing away rather sadly. Okay, Louisa wouldn't be a bad stonemason, because I'm not sure we need another baker at the moment. No, I'm not sure we need another baker at the moment. Emma and Berenice are producing pretty good stuff here. And actually we'll just up their production. That should really be more than enough. I will put Louisa into the masonry department. She's not a perfect mix, but I think she'll do well enough. And two single villagers looking for love. Now Milo, how old are you? Honestly, I think you might just have to stay single, because... But I suppose it's another way to get in someone... Well, I suppose we can get someone in to... Yeah, we can get someone in to kind of take over the needs of your relationship. But my concern is if I keep on widowing people, it's just going to knack her faith and morale, and that seems to be a permanent modifier. So unfortunately, Milo, I think you'll have to stay single for the time being. Louisa, however, I think we are more than willing to get you hitched up with someone. A build, a bard, a teacher. That'd be nice, but I don't think we need that at the moment. Keep going until we find someone useful, and then we'll see if we've got some good things here. A mason, a healer, a teacher. Also, I like the name Wolfgang. That's just a cool name. So we might be able to get our healing place down. That wouldn't be a bad thing to try to extend the life of some of our villagers. And actually, you'd be a decent mason. Arguably better than your wife would be. So do we take you? Or do we do something else? I think we keep going, just in case. A gatherer, a merchant, a thief. But the thing is, I don't think we need any of those at the moment. So even though Astrid would be a good mix for Louisa, I don't think it's the right opportunity. A thief, a jeweler, a builder, blacksmith, guard, baker, a priest, a livestock farmer, a gatherer. We're finding lots of good matches, but not for the aspirations that we want. Prankster, gatherer, thief. We've already got an okay prankster. Thief, jeweler, seamster. Keep going, we've got to find someone. I want someone who's going to be a decent person in, like, growing crops, or I think someone who would be good at dealing with the inn, kind of an innkeeper when the time comes. Although I wouldn't mind a livestock farmer, although I'm not sure how far away we are going to be for the livestock. I don't think we're there yet, so let's keep going. We've only got a few hearts left to make this happen. Okay, here we go, this will do. As long as I can get this correct. You have some massive eyes, goodness me. I know we're not socks, but we make a really fine pair. Why such big eyes? My goodness. Anyway, she could be a baker, huntress, and an innkeeper. They like cuddles, they like reading. That's a nice kind of wholesome thing to do together. But they disagree on meditation, so I need to keep an eye out for that. Criticise dancing dancers? No, because they like dancing, so I'm going to say the gargantuan display of food was too much. Sitting on a cushion to meditate. They disagree on meditation, so I'm going to say relish in the latest rumours circulating Lakeburg. No, I got that wrong. And I know they like cuddling, so I'm going to choose that one. Especially as the other one was reading, and I know they like reading. So, you two are a match. Wonderful. You're a good match, you can get married, and we'll probably get you having a baby at some point soon. Oh, hang on. But first an event. Distribution of riches. In Lakeburg, some work less than, but win more than others. Could artisans get rich off the back of peasants? Toiling all day, every day, only to live a miserable life. How could the peasants stand seeing Lakeburg's artisans profit from the labours of others and wallow in leisure? Artisans were outraged by these accusations. Where they go, to the pleasure house or the fortune teller, they do not wallow, they improve the economy. So I can pay peasants better, so that weirdly gets me gold. And that's the disappointed trait to all villagers of the peasant class. Or I can grant a day of rest. I'm actually going to go for... I'm going to pay the peasants better. The artisans were relieved that their king didn't heed the peasants' absurd accusations. Still, the latter was not satisfied. What's the use in earning money when you don't have the time to spend it? I'm not sure that was the right decision, but that's okay. We seem to be doing very well on the entertainment front at the moment. Aha! Another thing has now spawned. We've also had a new baby. Before we deal with the Thieves Guild here, which is clearly a problem, I want to see who the new baby is, because I think, who just had one? The Palmer family has just had a new person join them. Ehrlich, Lightfoot, Allwins, Morrows. Oh yes, the Palmer. First of all, Edweek has come of age, which is excellent. And she's doing pretty well. She could definitely do with some more experience. And we have a secondary heir. The Palmers have had a secondary heir, as Esther, where there'll be a little bit of kind of friction between the two of them as they fight for the honour of being the heiress. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. The Thieves Guild. Philomena would not be a good mix for here. Delbert might not be a bad person to move into here, or Bernard. I think we'll move Delbert back in for the time being, because I don't think we need... We don't necessarily need two people on the builder's tickets, that's for sure. So that's okay, that should fix that problem. Although I think our rodent problem's getting out of hand. Milo, I'm afraid, is going to have to stay single. Okay, so time moving along, and we're a little bit struggling with wheat. I wonder if we could maybe up production there slightly. I don't think that's going to be costing... It's 500 gold, but there we go. Produces a bunch more wheat for us. That will be plenty for what we need. Wonderful indeed. And I'm looking forward to when we get... Oh, we have another new baby. 2 new babies, goodness me. Okay, so the next generation is really taking over. So the Bowers have had Pepin. And the Lightfoots have had Marion. Wonderful. Pepin, you be an okay actor, minor a fisherman, wonderful. And Marianne, if I can find her in this ever-expanding list of children. Where are you? I can't find Marion. It might be near the beginning. Oh, there you are, Marion. You be an okay dancer, actress, or blacksmith. Wonderful. Necessary actions. We've got a few necessary actions to deal with. Sabine needs to be put into some apprenticeship scheme somewhere. At the moment, we don't really have anything that would work very well. We've already got a mentorship going on here, so I don't think we need another one. You'd be good as a guard, a bard, or healer. Unfortunately, none of those we have at the moment. Could you go be a jeweler in time, I wonder? We could, but Elric is already in here on the apprenticeship scheme. the sewing workshop, because Hubert's 34 and Oriana is 42, so it's probably okay. We can probably put Sabine in here to get a mentorship from Hubert, I think. That's okay. And Philomena, why did we get you? A baker, huntress, or innkeeper? That's why. We can put you in here. And Alasdair, we might move on to somewhere else. But for the time being, we're okay. We do have a bad work ambience here, so I might want to try maybe move some people around. If I took Rose out, that might solve the problem. I think it does. But where else could I put Rose at? Oh, Rose is actually an excellent innkeeper. So for now, we'll put Philomena in here. That solves our work issue. And I want to get building the inn. But for that, we need a lot of stuff. 682 though, we're not far off. A little bit more wood and we'll be there. I think just one or twice more with the Lumberjack's Lodge and then we'll be ready to go. We're doing well though, we're making progress. We're definitely making some good progress. But more and more indicators are here cropping up that we have to deal with. And we're going to have to keep an eye on those, that's for sure. As soon as we get a little bit more wood in, which we're about to do, we should be able to get the inn up and running. Although I suspect we're going to need to be able to brew ale in some aspect to be able to actually have the inn up and running. Bernard and Rose are in love. Bruce and Bridget are madly in love. It seems like people are in love a lot, which is useful. So it means we get a bunch of hearts. We've had a new baby as well. The Wallace has had arrival of little Nicholas. Wonderful. Nicholas would be a good butcher, rat trainer, or miner. Excellent. Definitely having an influx of kids, which is good. Okay, Yuli. You'd be a good dancer, bard, or priestess. Oh, goodness me, where on earth do we put you? That's going to be of use. Okay, let's just go to children for the time being. Yuli would not be good in the farm. I don't know if I can... Can I print someone as a builder? I can, but not Yuli, because she'd be terrible. Yuli would be an okay fisherwoman. I'm not sure we need another one in there for the time being. Yuli might be a little bit of a tough fit to put in somewhere. Maybe we could put her in... Okay, we'll put her in as a secondary apprentice here with Oriana. Unless I can find something better for her, but at the moment I don't think I can. I don't think I can find much better, so for the time being that's okay, we'll do this. And if I put in all my builder's tickets, there we go, we can build the inn. It uses wheat and produces beer. Wonderful. We'll get that up and running, and we'll put Rose in there. She can enjoy retirement here, although she is 56 and weak, so we might need to think about getting a new innkeeper in the future. I will just preemptively, I think, up production of multiple things. I don't know what we can use beer for, but hopefully it's a good thing. I really don't know what the purpose of beer is. It produces beer, and presumably beer is useful. I'm going to just lower the cost of the beer, because wheat we're struggling with again, and we might need to get a third farmer. Or sending up production here, but sending up in production here would be very expensive now. We can increase the time. That should hopefully help slightly with efficiency. Okay. We are now getting beer in, which is useful. And what's after the inn? The next is the butcher shop. I see, so that produces meat. Presumably uses meat. And produces something else? I mean, we've got the hunter's nest. I'm not sure we need the butchers as well. We'll have to see. I certainly don't think it's the main priority for us. Harvester's barn would be nice. But I think I'd like to get the hospital next, because that's the one where we're having a lot of issues with health at the moment. And so being able to ensure that we have a little bit more time with our current characters, I think would be useful. But our prestige is going up nicely as well, which is really, really good. But some things just happened. Pavetta has come of age. Ah yes, you're the lady with the kind of strike through the eye. You've only got one eye. You be good lady of the evening, mason or lumberjack. Do we need a second lady of the evening yet? We will do in possibly very soon. For the time being then, I'll pop you in the lumberjack lodge so we can get a little bit of extra wood. And we can always move you elsewhere. And Alana has come of age. You'd be a good seamstress. I think we've already got many... Oh no, we don't have anyone in the... That's the mason's workshop. In the wrong place. I think we already have way too many apprentices here. And I think Yuli can't really go anywhere else, given her current traits. Actually, can we put anyone in the inn to take over them, to be an apprentice there? I hope so. Actually, Alana would be a good person to take over the innkeeping. That's fine. Alana can go there, and Yuli can stay where she is. Let us get another house built. We don't have the money for it at the moment. We can probably use a builder's ticket to lower that, but I don't think it's really worth it. In terms of people to marry Pavetta to, let's see who we can find, and then we'll see if they're a good mix. Like Agatha here. Actress, teacher, dancer, that's fine, but we don't have any of that at the moment. We'll keep going until we find another new person. Fisherwoman, huntress, thief. Maybe not bad. Merchant, lumberjack, prankster. Not a bad mix, but you're only average in affinity. Baker, innkeeper, huntress. That works actually, because Adelaide can take over the innkeeper for Rose when she passes on. They like music, but they dislike cuddling. Who dislikes cuddling? Anyway, we'll send Pavetta on a date with Adelaide. I'm going to say pick some flowers. Nope, that didn't go well. No cuddles before the third date minimum. That's okay. I'm also going to say that one. Wonderful. And I'm going to say talk about good food. No. 1 out of 3. That might be a loveless marriage. Well, we might have to kind of find a way to get them through. Their affinity's good. Let's still get them in because we can do something useful there. And to be honest, Rose, you are getting weak, but I think we'll put Adelaide in here. Rose can go back to being a livestock farmer or fisherwoman. Maybe we can just chuck her in with the fish for the time being. But also, we've got a second slot in the pleasure house now. And Pavetta wouldn't be a bad person to put in there. But for the time being, we'll put Rose in until Rose passes away. She can help with that. Hopefully. And we need to get a house for these lovely new people. So we need to let time pass on. We get some more wood. Okay, we're nearly there. We need to... Yes, unfortunately Milo's not going to get a new partner. Because then when Milo dies, as he's on the way out, then he's going to have some issues with... Then the person he married will have some issues with their own heartbreak. And that's not something we want to cause them... That's not something we want to kind of put on people. So Pavetta can go in here. This is another Badon family. I feel like there's not many surnames going around. But that's okay. We are definitely struggling a little bit with the rodents in the pleasure house. But the problem is someone like Sybil's not really a great mix. But Sybil's still got good life expectancy, that's for sure. Who's Sybil married to, by the way? We've had another baby. Goodness me, we'll have to check who that is in a second. The Morrow family have had the arrival of little Euphemia. Wonderful. You're married to Grace. Gotcha. Okay, Euphemia. You would be a good prankster, merchant, and taster. I think all babies are good tasters, really. One thing I want to do is just go down the houses. Not that we really have enough wood at the moment. But I'd like to go down the houses and see if we need any new children. So I suspect we probably will. But we've got some space in most of the houses, to be honest. We can, some of them are still parents and have had a new child, so I don't think we need it for everyone. And certainly some people are too old to have a new child. But you know, Emelina and Evander have been absolutely churning out the amount of children here. We've got 3 children here. We could definitely do with getting a 4th. And certainly the Morrow family here as well with Bernice and Melizin. So there is something we should be doing here. We'll unlock a slot there because we can actually afford to do so. And we'll do so here as well. It's just so that when they want to have another baby, they're not accidentally blocked off from having one. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But I think we will leave it there for today. We've had an absolute baby boom. How many children do we have now? We have got... I just can't tell. If I just go to... I'll just remove that and go to children in general. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So nearly kind of basically about a third of all our villagers are children. So we've definitely got the next generation coming. The only problem is they're all, of course, different ages. So we're going to have to kind of balance things as they go on. But I think we'll leave it there. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. More of this to come very soon indeed. For now, take care. Bye-bye.